Hey everyone, welcome back to another episode of Girlfriend's Guide Podcast. I'm your lovely host, Ellie.
And I'm your host, Thati J.
And today we have an amazing episode for you. And to start off, Tati and I usually catch up and we just tell y'all how we've been doing. And I hope that you guys have already caught up with our episodes. But if you haven't, we've released an episode about 2 weeks ago. And you guys can catch it on any of the platforms. Make sure you guys are tuning in. You guys can listen on all the platforms, and on YouTube you can also find the episodes too.
And thank you guys for those who listen and DM us and tell us that you guys listen and you appreciate the episode.
Yes.
We got one of those messages about our last episode, Can We Have It All? And I remember when I don't always listen back to our episodes, but sometimes I do. So I was listening back and I sent Ellie a message like, Ellie, this episode reminds me of why we started. Just having honest and real conversation, judgment free, and it's just flowing. So that was one of my favorite top episodes to record. So the fact that you guys also felt that way definitely, makes us remember, because we took a break. So it makes us remember why we did this in the first place. So if you guys like an episode, love an episode, there is a way on Apple Music you can give us ratings. So definitely do that and comment. I don't know about the other platforms, but if you guys can do it too, or even if it's like I said, simply just going on our DMs and just letting us know you appreciate the episode, we definitely appreciate that.
We do. We really appreciate you guys reaching out and really telling us how much you really like the episodes, or if there's something in the episode, we can take criticism too. So feel free, don't be too harsh, but feel free to reach out. And I think the last 2 episodes remind me of when we really started, and it's just one of our literally heart-to-heart conversations. And it's going to be another one today. But Tati, how have you been doing?
I've been doing good. If you guys are in the Boston area, so you guys know by now I have another Instagram page, Tatis_testimonies. Go follow if you haven't. That's more of a page for mental health and poetry and art and that side of me. And I just got asked by one of our former Melon Mondays, Herbie DJ H. Last year he had an open mic event, asked me to perform, and this year he's having it again. Literally, the March makes it a year since the last one. He's having another one. It's called Spoken Word Night 2, Part 2. It is on Thursday, March 23rd from 7 p.m. to 11 p.m. It is going to be at Pyramid Bar, Restaurant, and Function Hall in Brockton. So 1040 Main Street, Brockton. Like I said, March 23rd, 7 to 11 p.m. Tickets are still available. By the time this comes out, it's literally the week of. So if you guys haven't bought your tickets yet, definitely go ahead and buy them. Come support your girl. There's also a lot of other amazing poets there who that I know personally, who I've seen perform, who are great. So definitely come and check them out. The last one was a vibe. It was so good. We had over 100 people come out. So definitely come, eat, drink, do something a little different. Do something different than a day party, than a club. Get a little deeper,
We're always complaining how there's not a lot of things going on in Boston, but when you hear us announce events happening, go. It's worth it. This is how you mingle. This is how you network. You meet somebody. Boston, it's all about networking. And you get invited to other events. So it's all who you know. So if you're just going to nightlife events and you want to try to find something else to go to, this is the environment that you want to be in.
Boston is also slowly but surely stepping up their game. We got there's a new nighttime, someone in the city council, a nighttime, not promoter, but event creator thing in Boston now. She has an official position in the city of Boston, the council and all that. So hopefully that makes nightlife and just events a little bit easier. And I think me and Ellie have said this, we are in our late 20s now. So the older we get, the venues, the guilt, the cures, I don't even know if all of these places are still open, but those things are kind of in the past.
I'm trying to be home before 10 a.m.
Catch me at a cookout, okay? And it's winter time. Or catch me at an open spoken word. Catch me at intimate events like that, or game nights, things like that. sipping paints, you know, things like that versus going out to the club. So if you're more in our age range, this is definitely something for you. There's also a new day party coming out. It is called 30 plus. And you have to be 30 years old and older to go. And I'm just like, okay.
I wonder how
I'm not there yet.
I wonder how the 30-year-old guys feel, because I feel like guys in the 30s always be chasing the younger 20-year-olds.
Well, yeah. So probably when you just hit 30 as a guy, it's probably like, damn, because no one's gonna be younger than me. I mean, you know. But for me, when I hit 30, if this is still around, that's perfect, because I need them older. I'm looking for someone in their 30s now. Yeah. So I wish I could go sneak my ass in there. It's crazy.
It's actually crazy to think it's like at 27, 28, 30 is actually an option.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I told myself a good 6 years. I mean, I'll go the max 8, but a good 6-year age difference, I'm okay with that. I like feeling young. Yeah. So that makes me feel good.
Right. A year difference is not a big difference.
It's not, but it's okay.
I'm saying that because that's my situation.
But it's okay, because if it's meant to be, give me a man who's the same age as me. That's okay, because if it's meant to be, it's meant to be.
As long as they're mature, there's no problem.
Exactly.
You can't really tell the difference.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. Sometimes these young men becoming stronger than these older ones. So
that's right. You know? That's right. Look at Gabrielle Union and Dwayne Wade.
Girl, I mean, that was a situation.
Yeah, though. I don't know how. That brings baby. You know, I don't know how, because if a guy that, you know, younger than me about like 10 years try to talk to me, the age would have definitely been.
We wouldn't even get this far.
Yeah. But look, I would have been missing out on my whole blessing.
True. You gotta just pray on it. Honestly,
you can't be praying and then God actually sends you somebody, and you block your blessings. If it wasn't actually part of your prayer. But then God's funny, because if you could be like, oh, I want him to be older than me, right? And you're praying for that, and then he sends you someone who like meets all the other requirements, but he's like 4 years younger than you.
Yeah.
What do you do? Like he literally checks out everything that you want. You really want. And you can see yourself.
And then girls will let that go.
I don't think I would let that go. I think I would pray to God, be like let me just like get over that age difference.
Yeah, because that's a lot. 4 years. I'm about to be 28. That means this kid is 24. And you see how I said this kid? Like automatically we're
a kid. The kid. I wasn't like, I started kindergarten. You were just getting like, your mom was just you're getting conceived.
Yeah, I can't even think about that, because like when I was 14, you were 10.
Yeah.
But okay. I can't think about it.
The difference is weird. Completely weird.
It is.
But yeah. But guys, I'm trying my best. We have a different setup, as you see. We're working on we promised you guys, we told you guys we're working on our virtual look. So we already got this setup going, but it's gonna be a work in progress. But this is where we're starting. So I have the camera and I have the laptop in front of me. So I'm still getting used to looking at the camera and the laptop, but we're trying our best. So if you see me looking down, it's just I'm trying to make eye contact with Thati, but I'm trying my best, guys. All right. So for this episode, we're going to go in and just like dive right into it. And for March is Women Month. And I want to talk about, for this month, friendship. And for me, friendship is all about sisterhood. I've always said I've always been blessed to have amazing women by my side. Like, so blessed. Like, all my friends from childhood, I'm still friends with my childhood. Like, it's like I tell my friends, like my friends that know my childhood friends, it's like, girl, like, how do you know all these people? But it's just like, once certain people come into your life and they're like complete blessings in your life, there's no way you want them out of your life. So I've always...
Ellie's gonna have 25 bridesmaids.
I'm not. I've already...
I just put it honestly, just don't have any bridesmaids and no one will get upset, because how do you have that
People are gonna get upset, but I already thought of it. I like came to a conclusion of like, who's gonna be my... It's not that hard, because you're always gonna have a lot of friends, but who are your core people that, you know, at this age, at this grown age, we're at that age where we have our close friends, but then you still have your sisterhood, you know? So it's like your close friends are the people you're going to reach out to them if you're literally having your mental breakdown. You know, they're there for you to pray for you. They're there to support you. So those are your core friends. Because most of the time when people have bridesmaids that walk in their wedding, they don't talk to them. And I'm not trying to fill up space. No, I'm not trying to have. No, and one thing about me is I've done girls trip where I combine my childhood friends, my college friends, my close friends, right? If I know you're a complicated person, first of all, none of my friends are complicated. All my friends are good vibes. I've mixed them together. Everybody gets along. Even my mom's like, how does Thati know Maisha and Kim? I'm like, because I introduced them. Okay. My mom's so confused of how all my friends know each other. I'm like, it's life. They're eventually going to meet each other. Once you do birthday events, you do trip events, everyone's going to know each other. And it's just like, I don't have complicated friends. So that's never an issue for me. And if you are complicated, we're not friends. Because I can't do friends that every day we're arguing. I've never really had major arguments with any of my friends. We've had discussions, which like grown discussions, like, oh girl, like, I haven't heard from you in a while. What's going on? Blah, blah, blah. Like things like that, but nothing like, no arguments or anything like that. Punching or screaming.
And the thing is, I'm the opposite. Even though I have combined, at this age, I don't really combine my friends anymore. Whoever really knows each other, we can hang out. Like the most I've combined is really Ellie, Cindy, and Ashley. And that was because I went on a birthday trip and I invited a lot of people and it was only literally them three that survived the group chat and made it.
It's going to be our little friend anniversary. That's literally how the friendship started. We went to your birthday in Miami, and then we're doing another birthday.
And now we're going to my birthday again.
It's a little celebration.
And then literally after that is just the council form. That's our little group, the council. And that's really it. But other than that, it's like I have other friends that they've all been in the same room, big events. But in terms of like, if I'm going out with them, I don't necessarily invite other friends. And it's the same. If I'm going out with my other group of friends, I don't necessarily merge. And I just feel like all my friends bring a different side of me out. So I don't know. I'm just not the friend merger type of person. If it happens naturally,
you've never really.
Yeah, but like I said,
you've never really found a way to just merge everybody. I think you just like, hey, I'm having this event. I'm having this event. And I think even in the past, I think the first time I really merged my friends is my first birthday when we went to New York. And the thing about it is that the first time I did that, I wasn't stressed. I'm like, oh my gosh, I wonder if the girls are going to get along. It just, everybody got together. Everybody got along. It was just good vibes. My friends hang out without me. I see them on Snapchat. I'm just like, oh my God, they're hanging out. And I love it. Exactly. I love it. And so Thati and I have been friends since the fact that I'm about to count.
It's about to be 10 years in September.
10 years since September. Which is crazy.
That's insane.
It's insane. Time flies by. And the thing they usually say is that if a friendship lasted more than, I think it says 7 years, then it's like, that's sister. That's it. That gal survived. Yeah. And I'm grateful for our friendship, sis. Thank you so much for, support. You're always there to support. I know I can lean on you for like prayer to help me through anything. So I'm really appreciative of our friendship.
Oh, me too. I didn't go into college thinking I was going to walk out with friends. I was like, that's it. I got mine. There's no more adding. Then here comes
whoever can tell us, none of our close friends, but if you hear this podcast episode, if you can tell us how me and Thati met, I will cash app you $10. That's a challenge. There you go. Because honestly, you would have.
Because we said it on the podcast.
So really, and this is minus none of our close friends. If you're part of our circle, you don't get it. Yeah, I mean, like our audience listeners. If you can tell us how Thati and I met, you get $10. I'll cash app you for real.
Exactly. Not just where, but like the story
of how we met.
So. Yeah.
Y'all gonna have to dig through the episodes to find that.
Right.
But God was like, y'all gonna be friends for real because I'm not gonna tell the story, but how it happened. We can talk about it after you tell me. But all my friends, how I met them is all funny because it's just like in the beginning it was like it was meant to be. It was natural. And it was a flow. And the thing is that one thing I like about me and like how God brings certain people into my life is just like, it's never by force. It's just very natural. And I have like, thankfully, I can say I've never had any bad experience with friendships, where nowadays you hear stories of girls who go on trips with friends and they get hurt, or this friend cheated with their boyfriend. Yeah. That is crazy. Stories like that is crazy, because I'm like, you are eating, wild. I gave you food, you slept in my bed. You know, things that is just like, how could you really backstab me like that? I know a friend told me a story about how her best friend cheated with her boyfriend. I was like, that's crazy. Because I actually knew the person. I was just like, no way. No, this whole time this person was ha ha he he in your face. This person was, in the meantime, your man was with her and she was with your man. That is bizarre. That is as a level of like, I put you in the same pedestal. Yeah, as a serial killer. Like that.
Because you're like, how does your mind work?
Like, how can you sit in front of me and literally chill with me and you're like backstabbing me like that? That's so hurtful.
I feel like with me, I never even have to worry about that. Like when it comes to guys or like, that doesn't even cross my mind. And the thing is, I think also because of me, I'm the type of friend that like, if you have a boyfriend and this is someone serious in your life, like whether you guys last or not, but this is a significant person in your love journey, that's my brother. We gonna be friends. I'm gonna key with you. Like, I'm just that type of person. I'm also that person. If you guys, like, I know the thing of, if I end, you're done being my friends. But me and Ellie have been in situations where our friends have ended, but we still see the person. It's just respect. It's cool. Yeah. It's whatever. But it's like, I'm never worried about my friends being too friendly or too
flirty them or none off. Of that. If you see a friend of yours are crossing the line with your man, cut them off. Completely. But first, I say before that, like, put your, like, if it's jealousy, I was just like, oh, like, this friend,
you gotta
like, this friend has a big ass, or this friend has a big, that's nothing. Then you need to observe your man. That's another issue. Like, if that's not your friend that you got a problem with, you got a problem with your man.
If I go out with my man and my girls are coming too, girl, show out. Look how you look. Like, titties out, ass out, everything, skin out, perfect. I'm never. And there's some girls like, well, you know, my guy's around.
That's your like, man's problem. If your man has wondering eyes, and obviously, if there's breasts and butt around, what do you think he's not gonna look? He's gonna see it. He's gonna see it. Exactly. But if your man is the one that, if your man has wondering eyes, that's your problem that you need to fix. There's nothing that your friend can do.
But I think there's also a difference of, if we're to like, for some reason I'm living with my man and you need a place to stay. That's another thing. Yes. Oh, you can't stay because my friend needs a place to stay because she's going through something, or she's just visiting.
What's her name?
Yes, sis, the bedroom's ready for you.
This celebrity was saying that if her friend hits her up and saying that she's going to be in town and she needs a place to stay, she doesn't allow that.
Yeah. She gives
them a hotel. And I'm like, that's interesting. But honestly, if you in the past have had experience of one of your close friends hurting you, I can understand why. 100%.
Yeah.
And but then again, do you allow a friend to stay in your life if you know you have a very flirtatious friend?
But that's the thing. What's flirtatious? Because my ex used to tell me I'm flirting with everybody in front of his face. True. And I'm just a nice, friendly person.
Yeah.
Like, you'll know when I'm flirting. You'll know when I'm flirting.
Right.
And I wasn't. I'm like, oh my God, hug. Like, that's just me. That's just my personality. But like I said, some people may even be uncomfortable with that friendly personality. Even me, sometimes I'm just kind of like, okay, let me watch myself, because I know how I am. My friends know how I am. But if, say, like, I know a guy and his girl who doesn't know me, but we know of each other, and I'm just being myself, she could think like, who is this girl talking to my man like this, giving him a hug like this? Like, and you know, sometimes you got to watch yourself when you're not around people who know you. But like I said, with my friends, I would never even be concerned about that. I would never, you come into the airport, I'm working, my man is, I'll go pick her up from the airport. Like,
I'm going to work.
I'm coming home.
I'm going to work. You're staying home with him. Like, when you have kids, your friends come over, watch your kids, your man's home. There's like, there's no worry there. But then again, like I said, if you've experienced that before, I can completely understand, because there are some trifling people out there. They are completely.
I also feel like maybe the Haitian culture has something to do with it too. Because I've seen like older Haitians like, let's go for, like, a guy would ask his wife's friend to dance, not no guya, but just regular compa, like, you know, 1-2 step, and that's been okay. And to me, there's nothing wrong with that. Obviously, there's a level of dance that's appropriate, but like, if I don't want to dance,
the Haitian community, you want to do a Haitian community, I be seeing married couple guya dancing closely. It's nothing for them. The guys be like right there. Oh, his wife is like, yeah. Did your wife say you can dance? He's like, yeah, my wife said I can dance. No, I don't feel comfortable with that.
Bro, I remember one time I was at was Ashley's cookout. There's me. I'm the type, if I'm drunk too, Haitian music, I'ma dance. Old, young, I'm gonna have fun. Then I realized
I was there.
He had a wife.
I was there. His wife was right there.
I went up to her. I was like, I am so sorry.
This Haitian papi was just watching. He was watching us all dance, and I'm like, your wife is not seeing this.
Right. And then, mind you, I went to Ashley's mom's birthday in October, and I see him. He goes, you don't remember me? I was like, I remember you. And I seen his wife. I was like, hi. She goes, hi, how are you? And I was just like, okay.
This is acceptable in their relationship. To each their own. To each their own. Yeah.
To each their own.
But yeah. Friendships are important. And whenever I hear a lot of girls say like, yeah, I don't have much of close friends, I'm like, that hurts me on a whole different level. Yeah. It's just like, it's hard for me to understand. It's kind of like if someone's like, yeah, I grew up without a mother. I'm like, oh, wow, I just think about the experience I have with my mother. I'm like, oh, wow, I couldn't imagine myself growing up without a mother. It's like when someone tells me, yeah, I don't have much close, girls. And I'm just like, wow, how is that?
Yeah, I think also it hits different too because we're only children. So like the friendships are different for us. Like I remember I was talking to Stacey and Trisha. Those are my best friends who are twins, and they've always had each other. And then it's no secret when I was in my relationship, it was my man glued to my side. And I remember we were just talking, like reminiscing. He's like, yeah, he was around, like he was everywhere with you. I'm like, yeah, because that was my person. And I was like, you two always had each other. You two were each other's persons. Me growing up as an only child, like you guys can go to the supermarket. Hey, you want to go to the supermarket with me? Like little things like that. It's like, I never had that. So when I found that, that's gonna be my person. That's gonna be my twin, essentially. That's gonna be my, I need to go to the mall, come with me. That's gonna be my person. I think when I said that to them, they finally like realized it. And I think sometimes when people who don't have siblings and they get that bond to their partner, it could be like, can she walk around without him? And I can see how that looks from the outside, but it's like, if you have a sibling who you do everything with, imagine not having that and you finally have a person who can be that person for you. Would you not spend every moment with them to a certain extent? Like, why would you want to do it alone when you have to?
Exactly.
You could do it with?
It's like, even with friendship, I have friends that I know I can hit up. That's my mall friend. If I want to go shopping, that's my mall friend. That's the friend I'm going to hit up. Or if but for me, that was different because I didn't get into a relationship later on. So throughout my whole 20s, I was single. So I grew up as an only child. So I didn't have a sibling to be like, hey, let's go out. But I ended up forming relationships where like I have my best time when I go out with this person for this activity. So that's my go-to person for my mall. This is my go-to person for brunch. This is my go-to person for, I don't know, if I want to like go to any type of event, that's my go-to person. So it's just like, even now in friendships, we have different friendships that play different roles in our life. Like I have my friendship, my prayer friendship. Like that's the person I know, hey, let's pray together. I have my, hey, like the kind of friends that I talk to about business or like anything that I have specific interests with. And what's weird is that I don't have party friends. The same circle that I like travel with, and that's my prayer, that's my, brunch or whatever girl, my mental breakdown girl. That's still my same circle of party. Because I know some people have like the girls that they go out when they party. And to me, I always question, I'm like, are those actually your friends? Because what is the real explanation of friendship? For me, friendship is you see me at my worst. Like you see me literally, I've cried in front of you. You see me go through my struggle. And for me, I feel like when you are friends, someone has to be able to see your true self. I am not hiding who I am in front of you. Like I can come to Thati and be like, yo, Thati, I'm broken. Like I'm going through something. I don't even know what it is, but I'm really going through something and I don't even know how to understand it. That's what I feel like is a true friendship. But then you find people who have the party friends and it's just like, it's always good time. But like, are those really your friends?
And I think that's the thing with using the word friend. Because I feel like I have 5 friends, like friends/sisters, friends. Ellie, Cindy, Ashley, Stacey, Trisha. Those are my friends. But I also have friends too. It's like, I don't ever want to call them associates because it's like, you're more than that, but we may not have that same level as my other friends. And that's okay. And I think people need to recognize that. Like, I would never call Maya and Kim my associates. No, that's not what you guys are to me. You guys are my friends. But just based on years and experiences, I have a closer bond with you 5. And there's nothing wrong with that. I think it's just depending on how the people use the word friend. And like I said, that word can't have the same definition for everyone. It can't. And I think some people use that same definition for everyone. Like I said, the party friend, that's great. She's your friend. You guys are going to pick outfits together. You guys are going to, what bottle are we drinking tonight? Are we
But Ubering? You still need. That is
great. But if it doesn't
But you still need those type of friends. They still play an important role in your life. That's the friend that, if you're having a tough week, I'm calling you up and we're going to have a good time. They're still important. They still play their role. So the thing about friendship too is that there's situations after friendships really build in college. There's a big test of friendship in college because when you go to college, you meet different type of people. And that's when I feel like you understand how to be a friend in college because there's different personalities. I feel like growing up, I've always been selfish, I've always just had me. So I didn't have to take into consideration other people's feelings, even though I had childhood friends, but I literally saw them only on Saturdays or Sundays, right? But then you go to college and you're spending Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday with your girls, right? So there's conflicts or situations that you have to learn how to deal with, different personalities, and it's tough sometimes. But then you have to understand how to show up for all these friends when they're all different. And then you got to understand after leaving college how to still be friends with your college friends. And the hard thing about it is that you have your life, you're trying to navigate finding a new job, and either you start dating, you're in a relationship, now you're trying to navigate relationship on top of friendship. You lose contact with certain people. And now it's not that you wanted to lose contact with them. It's just like life is lifing. And I think often people struggle with the fact that we are adults. People are going through things in life. People cannot show up for you how you want them to show up if you do not communicate with them. How do you expect someone doesn't text you, doesn't call you as a friend, right? And you're just upset because this person doesn't call and text you and you don't communicate that with them? It doesn't make sense. It really doesn't make sense.
And it's also getting to the point of how do you realize when it's life and how do you realize when the friendship has gone? And I think there's one specific friend with me.
I know who
like,
it is.
Ellie.
I know who it is. Because for me, I know who it is because for me, when that happened, I was like, sis, you're wrong. You're wrong to my friend.
Oh, I'm then okay. So now I think so I have two friendships, but now I think I know which one you're talking about. I don't know if it was the same one I was talking about, but now I have two stories to tell. Now that you mentioned that,
we're just here.
Ellie is a friendship that survived college for me. Where, like I said, we're talking on a weekly basis, and it's like the podcast. Right. I think 1,000% strengthen our friendship for sure, and I'm grateful for that. But I also think it's kind of like, when we have our podcast meetings or we do this, it's not okay, bye. It's like, okay, so now we're on the phone for 2 extra hours talking about personal stuff. Like, you know what I mean? I have another friend from college, Tasha. Me and Tasha were cool in the same friend group, but I feel like it's now after college that we talk, I feel like, more often without having to, because we're not seeing each other, but we still communicate. Like, that's the girl that's like, where we pray together now. We, tell each other things that we're going through.
So two best friends,
that's another friendship that I feel like after college. Yeah, because that is also one of Ellie's best friends. So yeah, so we have that common best friend and now common things that we're going through at the same time. But there was a friend me and Ellie both had in college. And me and that girl got really, really close, which I didn't expect.
When I actually
really, really close.
I was thinking of somebody else.
Okay, so then you're probably talking about the original person I was thinking about. Yeah. So me and her got really, really close. Yeah. No, this is about, guys, I'm so sorry. Let me just continue the story. Me and this girl got really, really close. And Ellie and her were already close. So it's like our friend group. So she didn't come to my birthday
or anything. But if she's listened to this, I just want to say, girl, you were wrong. 100%.
No, she was wrong. 1,000%.
I'm sorry. And not starting drama. And we confronted her many times of, hey, I think this is how to grow our friendship. This is how. I think we want you to show up. Yes. And you can tell us how we can show up in your life.
So we were calling her. She's not answering. Then we realized she blocked us on Snapchat, so we couldn't see her stories. And we were just like, is she really doing this? And like I said, it wasn't the missing the birthday, it's the lack of communication. Because if you couldn't come, she was in a relationship, you want to spend time with your man, go to blackout, no problem. But then it's the Monday morning comes around, no conversation, no I'm sorry, no nothing. She didn't, and I'm like, oh, okay. So then, me and Ellie just was like, all right, bet. Like, okay, like you're going to act that way, whatever. And we eventually like confronted her like, hey, like, how could you do this, blah, blah, blah. We feel like you're like you don't care about this friendship anymore. Because it was just more things of her just not like, didn't come to our room anymore. We didn't hang out as much, blah, blah, blah. And the thing is, she was in this relationship for a while. So I don't think it's not like she's in a new relationship. She learned how to balance it before. So then that happened. So then we tried to work on it. Then I remember me personally, graduation day came and I don't want to put her business out there, but she wasn't graduating with us. And heard nothing from her at all. And in my text, I was like, listen, it's graduation day. You can't even take the time out to like say congratulations, no nothing. Like, and granted, because of her situation, maybe it was a sore topic. And like I could understand that. But it's like, and I don't even think she answered that text ever. Until this day, I don't think so. Until this day, we don't talk.
Till this day.
If I see her,
we see
it's
everything in
her
life. And I'm truly happy. I'm happy for you, sis. Yeah. I'm truly happy, especially knowing the situations in life. Completely happy for you, sis. 100%. Yes. But it's one of those friendships that I'm actually sad that it didn't last. It didn't last because she was a good soul to be around. Good laughter, everything. Appreciate the time that we spent together and we had.
I do. And then, like I said, there's no bad blood. If I see her, I see her. Like, I may be like, oh my God, like, how are you? But it's just kind of like, A little grimy, but okay. Then I had another college friendship. Lasted a couple of months after college. But I felt like the friendship, once again, turned. This is what I'm saying. Sometimes you got to decide if it's life or if it's just not worth really keeping. And like I would go over her house. We would go to the gym together. She drove me when I took my NCLEX. It was right near my ex's house, and she drove me to my ex's house. That way I didn't have to drive that day at all. Like, she was a good friend. Like, we would have deep conversations. When I first broke up with my ex, she was there for me. Then things just started to not be the same. And I would reach out like, hey, like, I feel like the friendship's not really there anymore. Like, what's going on? Like, let's make an effort. I would text her. It just wasn't, she wasn't giving the energy. And then I remember one time I sent her a text like, hey, this is my last attempt. I value our friendship. Sometimes things don't work out, but this is me saying, if after this, if it doesn't get back, then it is what it is. To this day, we're cool. Like, every now and then on Instagram, like, happy birthday, like, hit each other up. But I can't call her my friend. So, but that was one of the situations. I don't think it was more life. I just think probably the friendship ran its course. And you just let it go.
Certain people come into your life for a certain time, and then they're not meant to be for the long run. Yeah. And that's how it is for some friendships. But one thing for sure is that I really communicate in my friendships. Like, I speak up. If things are not happening how I want it to, and I don't find it hurtful if somebody comes up to one of my friends come to me and be like, hey, Ellie, like, this friendship is not, it's not working for me. So it's so funny. So when I was dating my boyfriend, I was in a long distance relationship. But I always say this, my long distance relationship that, my long distance friend relationship that helped me with my long distance relationship is my relationship with my best friend, Tasha. Tasha is literally like she's literally like the male version of a friend. Does that make sense? She's the friend. We're arguing in a funny way. Like, girl, why didn't you call me? Why aren't you picking up your phone? Like, kind of like that, but in a joking manner. But one thing I do appreciate about our friendship is that because we are, she lives in a state outside of Massachusetts. I lived in Massachusetts. So when we finished college, I thought we were just going to, it was going to be one of those friendships. Like, we see each other when we can, or we weren't going to see each other. But surprisingly, we were talking all the time, and we saw each other actually at reasonable amount of time, which was weird because I didn't think that was going to be it. But one thing I do appreciate about her friendship is because I'm an only child, I don't call people, I don't text people. Like, Thati and I can like spend 2 weeks, like we'll text each other here and there, and then we'll spend like an hour or 2 hours on the phone talking. Yeah. But one thing I appreciate about her friendship is she'll always call me out. She'll be like, so you don't know how to talk to people anymore? You don't know how to call people? Or like, she'll be like, so what's going on? Like, I don't like how this is going in our friendship. And I really appreciate that, because if something is important to you, if a friendship is really important to you, if a sisterhood really serves you, literally communicate with someone and just tell them like, hey, this is how I want you to show up for me. And this is how, I think our friendship can work, and what I think I can do for you, and you can do for me. And recently, last week, Thati and I were talking to each other, and you guys can correct me, or you guys can let me know if you think I'm wrong or right. But I really think the friendships that you build and you really work towards, and I really say friendship that you really work towards, because friendships are not just easy. Like, you really have to show up for them. You really have to be there for your friends. You support them during the good times, you support them during the bad times. Friendships really teach you on how to be a good partner to your significant other. I really believe so. Because with now being in a relationship, I understand of how I showed up for my friends is how I try to show up for my partner. Whether or not, maybe that's not how he wants me to show up for him, but the effort I put into my friendships is as the same as I put in for my man. And I haven't had any complaints, so I guess I'm doing okay. So I do feel like friendships really help you learn how to be a better partner. For me, it did, because I'm like, when you have friends, you have to read and understand, okay, they like this, or they don't like when I do this, or they told me they don't like something I did. So it's just like you learn how to do that in a relationship too, and just be authentic and yeah. I do. I don't know if you agree.
No, I definitely agree. I think, like you said, friendships take work. Like, not saying friendships are hard, but like, honestly, Ellie, I don't remember Ellie's in Dallas until we have to record. And there's a time difference, and we got to, oh shoot, okay, my time, your time, and then we're virtual. That's it. Because other than that, me and Ellie still text. We still talk. Our group chat with the council is still active. The only time I really remember, like I said, is when we have to record, or when it's just me, Cindy, and Ashley going out together. And that's when I feel like I'm
like, oh, I'm really not in Boston. Is when I see you guys together. I'm like, oh, that would have been me right there in the mix.
But other than that,
like, I don't feel like. Okay, I don't feel like I'm missing out, because like if they go to an event the next day, I best believe we're having a council meeting. I don't all the tea back home. Happened? Like, I'm not missing anything. I'm gonna show back. Yeah, good. I'm gonna show back to Boston knowing everything. So if you're hearing this, I know everything that's happening.
Everything. Exactly. So yeah, so like I don't, but like I said, that's only because we put the work in to still include her. And it's not like, okay, she's not here. Oh, well, whatever. Like, we still do that. And it's like, when she first came back to visit, we literally all went to brunch, and we were at that place for 4 hours.
Didn't someone compliment us?
4 hours.
Someone complimented us. A guy said,
huh? Yeah, the white guy came up. He goes, I just want to say thank you guys for giving me a laugh. Because
we don't have a filter when we go out to eat.
I'm sure he got a laugh.
Cindy suffers for the secondhand embarrassment in our friendship, but it's always good times. And all my friends, like I said this previously, when I told them I was moving, every single one of them so supportive. And even being here, like everyone always calls, texts. You know, I don't feel alone, and I don't feel like I don't have the support that I need. Even though I'm miles away, I have all the support I need from them, and I'm very thankful for that. Yeah.
So like I said, it does take work, but like I said, if it's a friendship that's worth having, it's okay. And I also think that sometimes the level of friendship is different for each person, in terms like you may think, oh, this person is just your friend, but then confusing. They think that you're their best friend. And then it's like, girl, I've never been in that situation, thank God, because who I got my friendship, so we're all on the same.
You know what's so funny? I'm laughing is because someone I know often says that. Someone I know, because this person's in the room right now, will be like, yeah, like that person thinks I'm their best friend. And I'm just like, because this person doesn't consider anybody to be their best friend. I'm not going to put the person out there. But yeah, it's just, that's awkward though, when someone thinks that you're their... That's never happened to me, because you know the best friend vibe that you have with someone.
Exactly. Or even it's just kind of like I remember Stiz is the perfect example. Shout out to Stiz.
Stiz is my Haitian cousin. Stiz don't know it. He don't know it, but that's my Haitian cousin.
Literally. And it's like, we first met Stiz in 2020, and it turned out being, okay, whenever we're at the same event, we see each other, whatever, would never text, would never hit each other up on Instagram. But slowly but gradually, he became, okay, this Haitian, because we're all Haitian, and we connect on that. Okay, this Haitian event, we're going here, we're going there, on top of already having mutual friends, so seeing each other on those events. Now it's to the point, oh my God, he's so sweet. He texted me about this Haitian event at the end of the month. I was like, oh, like I can't go. He goes, no, are you okay? Like, is everything with your family good? And I was like, yeah, I'm good. It's just my niece's birthday. And it's just like, 3 years, 2023, that is like, we were just like, oh, hi, how are you? My name is so-and-so. And we only saw each other to the point where we're texting each other, okay, you're going to this? I better see you there. You're not going.
One thing I learned about him is that he was very observant at first. I don't think he just became our friends just like, like that. He's the true Haitian. Like he's going to observe you, watch you, because he's like, I see you guys. Like, he always used to say that, and I'll be like, I guess. We always knew he was looking. So yeah,
you right. I remember the first game night, and we were watching They thought we didn't know like the difference between basketball and football players or whatever, and then we were just acting. We were making like, oh my god, basketball, like we were making fun of them, making fun of us.
You're right. And you
just see this laughing. Y'all hilarious. I'm just like, oh, he was listening. Like he's peeping. Me and Ellie just being goofy in the corner, making fun of them, making fun of us. So it's like. I never thought me and Stiz's friendship was more than what it was, but we automatically came into the same even playing field. Like, we know what this friendship is without it even having to be explained or anything. It naturally just happened. And I think sometimes some people may be a little bit too eager.
You can see that with some people, and that people like that, I'm kind of like at a distance with you because I'm like, Sumun.
People like that in Creole call Sumun. Literally on people, like, yo, we're not even there yet, bro. Like, let it happen gradually.
You don't have to fight. It's like, even with your partner, you know, when you meet someone, you don't have to work too hard for that person to like you. It's like that with friendship when you meet people. You don't have to work too hard. It's just like, you guys just gradually just like each other and want to be around each other. And that's basically it. It is the best type of friendship.
That's the best type of friendships. But yeah, like I've never been in a friendship where I thought, well, maybe I have, because those two examples I gave, maybe I thought it was more than what it is to them. So
it's like being in a relationship. You could have thought you were the best girlfriend, the best boyfriend. You can think that you were the bestest friend to that person, and it probably was not still enough.
Mm-hmm. One thing I want to touch on, since we're talking about friendships, we often hear like, okay, like, don't get into business with your friend. It's going to ruin the friendship. And I feel like, I don't know if any of y'all are wondering how me and Ellie navigate this whole friendship, business partner situation. But I knock on wood. It's been good. It's been good. I think me and Ellie are pretty similar, and we're kind of in sync of we know when we're not on our stuff. So we'll be like, okay, like literally I was like, oh, like, you know, our episode came out a little late. We should probably make sure we're like making sure it comes off at this time. And I wasn't necessarily worried about stepping on her toes because it's us as a collective and we know it's true. Like, you know? And I feel like in the beginning, not saying the podcast took over our friendship, but we need to, okay, every time we talk, we end up talking about the podcast. We need to make sure we have friendship and business. And even though I feel like it's hard because it's not like our business is something social in the sense of we're literally talking as friends. Our business is based off of our friendship. So it's hard for the lines, like the lines do get blurred a lot because like I said, it's based off of us just doing this, having good conversations as friends do. But I think we do a pretty good job of separating them, but also making enough time for friendship and business separately. And I think us having mutual friends too makes it easier because it's not like we only communicate within ourselves. We communicate within our friend group as well. So group chat is going. So we're talking through there. That has nothing to do with business. Our own conversations is going. And then we have that business aspect of it. So I wouldn't recommend it to everybody because not everybody can do it. And like I said, the lines can get blurred. And it's like you're now learning this person in a whole different way. But I also feel like with me and Ellie, because we used to work on projects together in college, we kind of knew each other's work ethic. Because we were roommates for 2 years, we have those stories and we know how we act. And we've been on trips. So we've been through life events for literally, we started the podcast 3 years ago. Like 7 years of friendship before business just crossed my mind about
friendship. If you want to know if someone is your friend, if you want to test your friendship, go on a trip with someone. Go on a trip with someone for 4 to 5 days, even 3 days. Stay in the same room with them. Go on a trip. How they act when you go outside of your natural habitat and see how they act when you guys go out. That's when you'll be like, this person, I trust them with my life. God forbid if something was to happen, I know that person got my back.
Yep.
This person's not crazy. Who is this person? Because people act different when they're not in their environment. Trips really test friendships for sure.
1,000%. I remember, I'll never forget when we're in college. I'm not going to get too much detail.
I don't even know what you're about to talk about.
Me, Ellie.
Where?
And two others, and we went out.
I'm nervous.
we went out, and then me and Tasha were just like, yo, we're tired. Like, we don't. So I called my ex. He came and picked us up. We went back home. Ellie and the other girl decided to stay out. I'm texting because we had to go to our senior trip the next day. So Ellie's my roommate. I wake up, I don't see Ellie. And I'm just like, oh no. I'm like, we're going to miss the bus. I'm like, Ellie, where are you? Da, da, da. I don't know if your phone died. I don't know if you answered. You probably didn't. And I was just like, what's going on? And Ellie comes in and she's over it. She's over it. Mind you, we're about to go on a bus ride from Massachusetts to Atlantic City. And I'm just like, what happened? And she explains the story to me. And I'm just like, that is a friend you can't go out with.
No comment.
That is a friend you're put in a position.
It was so terrible. Like, it was a terrible situation for me at the time because the individual wanted to stay back with some guys that we had met. I did not want to stay. Now I'm put in a situation, I'm like, I'm going back because we have a trip. So I call myself an Uber. I walk myself. On the way there, I meet this random guy that sees me. Obviously, he's trying to talk to me, but he was so kind enough to be like, hey, you look like you're cold. Just take my jacket. He gives me his jacket. He ends up catching up with his friends because his friend's calling him. He's like, I'll be right back. My Uber comes. I'm like, well, I'm about to take this guy's jacket. And he comes back in time. He's like, is your Uber here? I'm like, yeah, my Uber's here. He takes his jacket. He's like, I'm happy your Uber's here. Just get home safely. I'm like, the fact that a random guy cared enough where the individual ended up staying with these random guys. And what was scary as a friend, I am not a bad friend. And it is, most people be like, that is terrible because you left your friend behind. I did not want to put myself in that situation because that individual she would have overpowered me and I would have went with the guys. And I did not want that. I did not want to leave with them. So I had to put myself first and be like, I'm out. I'm going back to campus to go to bed because I got a trip.
Exactly. Because let's be honest, there comes a point when you're out with your friend where it's like, they don't want to leave. They just met these guys. They want to go. Do I put myself in the same dangerous situation as her? Or do I try my best to convince her and know that I'm a good friend by doing that? But at the end of the day, does my life have to be at risk too? I remember, I forgot her name. God forgive me, but everyone's gonna know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, literally telling the story. That's what I was thinking about. Because I would have been the number one suspect. Literally, if God forbid something had happened, because she was with me.
Yeah. Exactly. And she got kidnapped and murdered, unfortunately. And a lot of people are like, yo, why her friends let her go? It could have been where a situation where her friends didn't want to leave and she decided, yo, I do not want to stay. I have to go. I think we're also like, yes, friends stay together, but at the end of the day, everyone's an adult. If I choose to leave and you're not wanting to leave and I no longer feel comfortable for whatever reason, I'm tired, I got things to do, I'm going to leave. Same thing, vice versa. So it's like, there's a level of responsibility that comes with friendship. At the same time, the fact that you're even put in that situation, God forbid something happens to her, the guilt that would have been put on you is crazy. And it's just like, I don't even want to be in a situation where, I mean, every now and then we're drunk, we're super, I want to stay with the guy and, things work out.
It reminds me of,
but I don't want to be out
of New York. Remember we were out and then you text me like, hey, I'm just going to step outside with him. Number one, are you sober right now?
Yes.
Look me in the eye. Let me hear your words. Are you slurred? Are you able?
Yes, and I was.
I had her location. Yep. I'm texting her 24. Checking in. But then we had our other friend who was mad because you didn't let her know that you were stepping out. Yes. But at least you let.
And in my defense, our other friend was really drunk. And I did try to tell her, but it's just like,
at least
and she got really upset at me. And I was like, I understand.
She wouldn't even understand what you had told her. So I was like, I am fine. I have no liquor in my body. So I know that you're stepping away. So let me just keep an eye on her and just check in. I was like, we're meeting back here
And in the minute,
20 minutes, like, that's the max I'm giving you.
Right now, don't
if
worry.
If it goes past 20 minutes, I'm finding you and I'm fighting. So.
Yeah. And like, that's the thing. It's just like, and it's so unfortunate because anything can happen to anybody. I've just been in situations where it hasn't happened to me. God willing, God forbid it ever does. But it's like also understanding that your friends are adults, and a situation like that, who has your location? What's the time frame? I'm going to call in one time in the middle just to make sure you're okay. Like things like that, having those precautions, because like I said, he's not my husband. Well, what if he was my husband? Like, you know, like not everyone is a bad person, and not saying, you know, people can't be wolves in sheep's clothing. But I think also like we're all adults. What can we do? What precautions within our friend group when traveling can we put in to know if this happens and we want everyone to have a good time and have fun and have stories? How can we do that in the most safest way possible? Anytime we go out, we're just like, girl, stop it. Because what am I going to tell your mom?
What am I going to tell Molly?
Like, that's our thing. Because I'm not calling your mom saying, oh, no, like I'm not doing that. So we got to make sure we're doing this in the safest way possible. So you gotta have those talks with your friends. I think me, like our group, the council that's going to St. Martin, we've been to enough groups, trips with each other. Like locations are all going to be on, who's with who. Like even sometimes we get sloppy.
But first of all, we check if the person's okay first.
Okay, like you sure?
Okay. And then when more than one person is like, you know, too drunk in the group, we'll be like, you know, that's you to like, okay, I'm going to watch over them. It's never a burden and be like, okay, now I gotta watch over. It's just like, no, I want them to have fun. Go ahead, have fun. I'm gonna make sure you're good for the night.
Exactly. And sometimes, to be honest, sometimes it does become a burden, but you just have to have that conversation the next morning. It's I've been in that situation. It doesn't always go well in the moment, but I also just have to let you know, like, yo, it's cool if you get drunk, but that was a lot, and that put a damper on everyone.
That's what friendship is.
Feelings get hurt.
That's what friendship is.
But then, as good friends, you get over it. You get over it, and you know, everyone has their time. Everyone has their moment. As long as
I've had my moment.
Every single time
everyone
we go
had
out. Every single time we travel.
We've all had it.
I've
had embarrassing moments, but not one did my friends be like, girl, what was that? Girl. It's just like, we understand what happened. It's okay.
No. Exactly. And also I feel like we don't not that we don't sugarcoat it, we don't say it in a mean way, bro. It's like, you know, you fucked up.
It's okay.
You know, it's okay, but you did, and you know, take accountability, but you're gonna get over it, and it's okay. Like, we've all been there, but like I said, you just gotta know your friends and know what you can say, how you can say it. And like I said, friendships are gonna have their up and down, little fights, little, you know, moments of,
you really do,
you know, downs. But like I said, you get over it. I had to tell my friend something literally a couple of hours later. We were literally fine. In that moment, did it suck? But at the end of the day, what needed to be said was said.
But one thing about me, I cannot be friends with sensitive people. Thati knows this. I cannot be friends with sensitive people.
Oh my goodness.
I get. If you're too sensitive, I'm sorry. The friendship's not gonna work.
She can't.
I'm not mean.
Ellie's not mean. I'm not catering to your feelings.
Like, you're gonna hear it. Like, if you did something, girl, you messed up. That was messed up what you did. Like earlier, I just said it. Like, I'm not trying to start no drama with you, girl, but that was messed up what you did. That's me. And if you're gonna go and cry and be so upset, the friendship's not working.
Yep. You see, and that's the thing, when the person could be crying and upset because they're hurt that you guys are in a confrontation. Ellie says no.
I gotten better. I'm gonna let you cry it out. Come back to me when you want. You can talk about it. Yeah. I'm not mean, guys. I'm so sweet, y'all. Sweet face. Okay.
She's gotten better, y'all.
I have.
She's in a loving, healthy relationship.
All right, so we're gonna wrap up this episode, but I wanted to share this this post I saw, and going back off what I said of like friendships really help with relationship. I found this message, or like this little post I saw on IG that says the marriage of friends. It says, my life is filled with the souls of women I love, the ones who make my belly ache from laughter, the ones who catch my tears, who show up on the doorstep to celebrate and grieve, who stand up for me when I put myself down, women who will love my children, dance as we age, protect my secrets, share and joy, sing even when we're sinking in sorrow. They walk close, promising their lives to me, a marriage without a wedding, a commitment without a ring. If you have these women too, remember the soulmate is a wonderful thought, but look how beautiful these love stories are. Look how they make you full. And that's literally, when I saw this, I was like, this is my friendship, because all my friendship have beautiful stories. And like it said, it's like a commitment without the marriage. It's like, the love I have for all my sisters are my love. Like that, I love all my girls, and I'm thankful for having the sisterhood. And I always said this. I remember I said this during one of my 25th speech. Growing up as an only child, I am so thankful that I had friends that are sisters to me, and that were, always showed up for me, always supported me.
Yep.
And that's what friendship is. So I just evaluate your friendships. Know what's the friend that is good, and what's the friend that's bad, and what's the friend that you're not even supposed to be in.
Yep.
So yeah. So that's our episode. So surround yourself with amazing people. And I always want to say this. I say that I have, good 5 close friends. You do not need 5 friends. You do not need 6. You do not need 10 friends. All you need is one good friend. It doesn't matter about like the quantity. It just matters about the quality that you have. And if you find that quality in one friend, that's all you need.
Yes.
That's all you need. So my Melon Monday for this episode are all my wonderful boss girls, all my wonderful boss best friends. Thank you guys. I love you guys so much. Thank you guys for supporting me through all my plans, my future, and all the things that I want to accomplish. And I really appreciate you guys. And I love you. Oh, and I just want to say this because my eyes just caught that. So before recording, I was gonna send a text to Thati, and I saw that Thati text my boyfriend before I moved to Dallas saying thank you so much. It was so sweet. I just saw that. God. Sorry, babe. I saw that. And it was so cute because she's like, thank you so much for taking care of her. I know though she'll be in Dallas, but I know she'll be okay. And that was so sweet. That was so sweet. Appreciate you, sis. Thank you so much. Thank you. But yeah, guys, that's our episode for today. Thank you guys for tuning in. You can catch us on YouTube, on all platforms to listen to audio, and we'll talk to you guys very soon. Hope you guys have a wonderful day and a wonderful week. Bye.